Hey wonderful people, Kenro here. Thank you so much for joining me back on my channel today. Now I want to say a huge thank you so much for all of your support. At the time of recording this video, I've just hit 200 subscribers and I want to say thank you so much. Now if this is your first time actually visiting my channel, please don't hesitate to smash the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit the like button if you do like the content that I am providing. And hopefully we'll be able to get some comments going from you guys down below. I do try my best to answer all the comments and respond as soon as I can, so please don't hesitate, and I hope that I'll be able to help you out. Once again, thank you so much for all your support, and let's keep growing guys, and I hope that the content that I'll be sharing weekly will be able to benefit you as you continue on your property journey, as well as with your personal finance, sprinkled in with a bit of DIY project. Now my wife and I, we bought this property just over 2 years ago, and of course we bought it below market value. Now this property has a lot of scope for development, which is why we purchased it. Now of course this is an old cottage, and as such there's a lot of bits and pieces that needs fixing on it, a lot of renovation that needs to be done. Now like I said, this channel is all about property investing and personal finance, which also goes hand in hand with doing some DIY around the house. So today's video will be about a DIY project. Now I'm trying my best to do at least one DIY project per month, in the hope that it can encourage somebody to do the same. Now we know how expensive, renovations and decoration can cost, but what if you can actually lower that cost by doing some of it yourself? Now on this channel I hope to encourage you to try your best to take part in some of these DIY projects, learn a new skill, and hopefully save yourself tons of money. Who doesn't want to save some money, especially in the current economic climate that we're in? So far you've seen me painted the passageway downstairs, spruce it up a bit to make it look nice and appealing when we enter in the property. Now you've also recently seen me decorated my daughter's bedroom. I'll put the link to that above so you can check that out if you want. That one was quite fun to do because I was doing something that I've never done before. I was actually painting a rainbow on her wall. It's safe to say that that project was a success because my daughter absolutely loves it. Little things like that can actually make a world of difference with your family life, but also it can make a huge difference on your bank account. So it's worthwhile doing. One of my upcoming projects will also be me showing you how to actually fix squeaky floorboards, the dreaded squeaky floorboards, guys. If like me, you've got an old house and you've got floorboards that are constantly singing every time you walk on them, I'll be doing a video coming up shortly, probably next month if I get round to it, showing you how I was actually able to lift up the carpets in my bedroom and actually fix those squeaky floorboards. But in today's video guys, we'll be tackling my wife and I's bedroom that is in need of some TLC. The wall in the bedroom, the outside wall, had some water damage, which I'm sure you'll see shortly. It needed to be sanded down, repainted, and there's a few holes and stuff that needed to be filled. Now we're pretty much going for a very functional, simple, minimalist look. We weren't going for anything extravagant, especially because we've got our newborn baby Abigail in the bedroom with us at the moment. But once she moves out into her own room, we might rethink it and think about jazzing up our bedroom a bit, maybe adding a bit of color, a few more decorative items, who knows. But for now we just wanted to keep it simple, keep it clean, and I think that we definitely achieved that. We were looking for more functional at this point in time. So without any further ado guys, I'm going to get into the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Perhaps you've got your own project and you've got some similar challenges along the way. Let me know what you think. There's a lot of surface damage to the wall, and this is all caused by water that was coming in through the downpipe, which was actually rendered in on the outside of this wall. The pipe was rendered in for some strange reason, which meant that whenever any water would come down behind the pipe, it would actually then seep in through the brickwork and then affect the plaster. Now thankfully this wall hasn't been damaged too bad. Most of the damage has been superficial. So what I'll be doing is removing all of the paintwork that's been damaged. Literally if I touch it, I'll see if I can get a bit closer. If I touch it, it will literally just crumble away. but the good news is that it's all dried behind. So once I clean this up and apply maybe some undercoat under it, let it dry, I should be able to repaint over it. As in terms of structurally, don't know if you can hear that on camera, but it's quite solid, so I didn't bother trying to replace the plaster in this room like I did in the office. So let's get rid of all of this nasty flaking paint. And as you can see, it's all dry behind in the plaster, which is really good. So I'm just removing as much as I can with this scraper before just using sandpaper to smooth everything back. Once I'm sort of happy that most of the flaking bits have been removed, I'll then use sandpaper, which 9 out of 10 times will be able to get the rest. So yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy on it. As you can see, some of the paint is still sticking in places. So I'm just going to use some fine sandpaper now to just try and blend, as well as remove any of the excess paints that's been a bit difficult. Now I'm trying to do my best not to go too deep, but in the same time making the edges less harsh, so where you can see where the existing paint is still stuck on there, I'm just trying to sand this down as low as I can to make it blend more evenly, so that once I start applying the new coat of paint, it won't look out of place. So here goes nothing. So I've now completed the sanding in this corner and it's looking really good. If I was to just drag my hand over it, it actually feels pretty smooth. The transition between the plaster and the paint feels really good, so I'm really happy with it. Now the house that we live in is quite old, so I'm not expecting the walls to be perfect, especially because they've been plastered many years ago, so this is as best as I'm going to get it. The only way to get it any better than this would be to literally take everything back and obviously to replaster. But like I said, aesthetically, I think this will look really nice once it's done. Okay, so all the painting is now done. As you can see here, I've repainted the entire room back in the same magnolia color. As we have these sort of brown wood finishing running throughout the room, indeed throughout the property, we thought it would make more sense to keep it in this neutral color. I actually think it looks a lot better aesthetically to have a more neutral color, so we didn't actually put any other bright colors in the room. So I managed not to make too much mess, which is always a good thing. Had my dust sheets down, and like you've seen me done in previous videos, I've just painted, taking my time, no rushing, making sure I give undercoats if needed, and also repeating with a second coat, which so far, I mean, these walls are pretty old, but I think they're still looking quite decent. So these light fixtures on the wall was the more trickier bits to paint without getting messy, but I think I managed to save them, we'll see, by putting some tape around them, some masking tape, and it seemed like it has done the job, which is really nice, you know. So top tip, you can use masking tape even on circular fixtures to prevent paint from, you know, switches are normally notorious for getting all sorts of paint all around them, but with a bit of masking tape, again, a bit more time for prepping, as you can see, you can end up with nice clean switches at the end of it. So yeah, highly recommend that. Again, nice clean finish. all I need to do now is wipe down the light fixtures, any dust that might have gathered on there. Now this was perhaps the more affected wall where we had, if you can remember, all of that water damage. Now I know the camera doesn't give it justice and it's still kind of damp. You'll probably be able to see it on camera or maybe not. But I've peeled off what was on there, sanded it back and given it a good few coats. I'm just waiting for the final coat to now dry. But as you can see, it looks really good. So I'm really happy with how that's turned out. No more are we going to see paint just flaking off in the corners. Now the room will look more uniformed and happy days. I mean, to be honest, that was the main reason why I painted this room, because it wasn't in particular bad shape. It's just that just really bugged me every time I looked across and saw that damage on the wall. Now while painting, I also found a patch. Now you can't see it anymore because I've dug out the existing paint that was bubbling and put some plaster on there, replastered it essentially, sanded it down like I did in the corner and repainted it. And you know, unless you look really closely, you're not really able to see where the damage was. Maybe if I look from this angle, you might be able to see it. So maybe just a little bit, but again, you know, that's something I've been able to do by myself with a bit of plastering powder that I mixed in a container. So really happy. I'm going to take this opportunity to just tidy up and wipe down any dust that might be on any light fixtures or anything like that. I didn't paint the ceiling because it was still in pretty good shape and I didn't see the need to paint it. So yeah, all in all, really happy. So one more room down. My next project will be my daughter's bedroom, which I'm hoping to complete before Christmas, as it would be a really good Christmas surprise for her. But that's for another video. There you go guys, it's a wrap. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video and you know, it's gone some way to encourage you and show you what you can actually achieve, you know, if you just roll your sleeves up, you know, come out of your comfort zone and give it a go. Now this project didn't actually cost me anything except for a tub of the filler that I actually bought, which was something quite cheap from Wilko's, I think it was, to fill those few holes. And to fix some of those edges. That costed me around £5 or £6. So of course it didn't cost me much at all. Most of the equipment and tools I already previously had from other jobs that I've done around the house. So now if I was to call in the professionals, I'm guaranteeing that this would have cost me excess of £200 for a day's work. So I definitely saved myself hundreds of pounds there guys. Now I look forward to hearing from you in the comments below guys, so if you have any questions, please just drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, what project are you actually thinking about completing? Let me know in the comments down below guys. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you so much guys for all your support. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below, as well as click that little bell notification icon so you will be notified. As always, this is Ken Roy saying thank you so much, and I'll see you when you see me. Take care.